NURBS and put the foresight in it. And next thing we want to do is see how down here we have it. It's all the way in the rupee gem thing majig. Pull it all the way down to where your handle is. Rotate it 90 degrees. Let me zoom in over here so I can get this. And you want to rotate it any way with the green. Remember to hit shift, because the shift lets you go by 5s and it's equal, so it'll all be nice looking and such. So the next thing you would do is just copy your foresight. This is the easy part. The handle was the hard part. So just copy your foresight and you want to drag it out, and you want to just keep dragging it out. Sorry about that. So just so it looks like a big sword, alright? Then copy your foresight again. Copy it one more time. Drag it out a little bit more. Let me see if you guys can see this. Let me get a few that you guys can. So right here. And then you want to make the A 1 and the B 1. So then you see here we have a sword. So I'm going to call this the sword itself, and then copy the whole thing, and I'm going to call it finished sword. So only thing we have left really is to resize the sword itself, the handle, the blade. If you guys want to, what you would have to do that is all you have to do is hit the editable button and then go to your resize tool, and you can just drag it out to make a larger blade. You would get something like this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to light it, put all the lighting in. So I'm going to resize this down to a reasonable editable size. I'm going to go over to it. Sorry about this tutorial being too long, even though this is a simple tutorial. I'm going to resize this to be simple, not simple, but reasonable size, and then just rotate it, let's say 65 degrees, rotate it this way, and let's say 65 degrees. So it's kind of like held up a little bit there. And I'm going to grab a camera, and then go on the camera, and see down here where it says rotation, make both of these 0, so you get a perfectly straight camera angle. Next thing you want to do with your camera is right click, Cinema 4D tags, and protection. Yes, we went there. And then get out of the camera by hitting this little square here. So you see that it can see the whole sword. So for the lighting, we don't want to use lights. This is one thing that people do. It doesn't make it look as good. You can do some pretty cool stuff with them, but I'm not going to go into anything right now. What I want to do is I want to go into the render settings. Screen, I'm going to make this 1920 by 1080. Then I'm going to go into Effect, Ambient Occlusion, and Global Illumination. Alright, we got all that. Alright, so we have our lighting in our options set up. Next thing we want to do is grab a plane and just make it a, sorry about that, rectangle shaped, kind of like this. You don't have to be precise with this, you'll see what I'm doing in a second. And then you want to drag it over to where the sword is, drag it up, so about like right here, drag it above the sword. I'll go into my four-sided view, and you want to drag it back, and then you want to grab a, let's see if it'll work. Symmetry doesn't always work for me, but hopefully it works this time. I forget which way I have to put it in. There we go. So if we go like this, we rotate the original. We rotate that 90. Then we go to symmetry. We rotate that 90. We can pull it over to our sword. We're just going to keep resizing this. What the symmetry does is it just literally just copies it, and anything you do to the one, it does exactly to the other, as you guys see here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it, let's say 35 degrees. Yeah, 35 degrees. That should work. I'm also going to put this in a better spot, just moving it around. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so we technically have all of our lighting and stuff set up without putting any of the textures on. So this is what it's going to look like before we do all the lighting and stuff. Before we start texturing everything, right click on symmetry, cinema 4D tags, and then put a, which one is it? It's a compositing tag. Couldn't find it there. And then scene by camera, you want to turn that off, and then the top little bubble next to the check mark, you want to click that until it turns red, so you can't see it in the preview window, and you also can't see it in the finished render. So I'm going to resize this here to fit with our 1920 by 1080. I just took the protection tag off there, and I'm going to go put it back on. I put that on there so like when I'm editing, I don't move my camera on accident, because sometimes you'll be in your camera and you accidentally move it and you rage and then everybody dies, and that's not fun. Alright, so next thing we want to do is start texturing it. So I'm going to go into material, and I want to go to reflection. Oh crap, I took that off screen. So all I did was I made new material, clicked reflection, then I go to Fincel, whatever you want to call that word, and then just drag it down to like 50 and 20. Rename that. And transparency, absorption color, and we're going to make this a orange gem. So make it kind of like a peach color for absorption. And then your refraction or brightness is going to be 80. And your color, over in the color section, is going to be a nice orange. Alright, and then we can boost the reflection up a little bit. Go into specular. Even though it's in plastic, we want to bump up everything, let's say to 30 on height, width is 70, fall off is 0, and our width is 30. So that's what we want for the gem. That's just for the gem. Next thing we want to do is these two little toruses that we did at the beginning. Want to go into, actually, just copy the gem texture, because we're not doing awesome textures today, even though they're going to look really nice. But we're not doing like hardcore ones. Go into the color. You want to make that a nice like silvery white color looking thing, so like that. And then we can go into our finished sword, and we can just put that on both of them. Where is it? I lost them. I lost them, guys. They're inside the gem. That's what I did. Alright, so we can put them on both. Alright, and then we can put this on the handguard too, because it'll look nice. Next thing we want to do is you want to copy that white texture. You want to go into bump map, texture, and then metal. Not metal. It is planet. That's what it is. Planet, and that's what you want on it. You want, let's make this 5%, and then you want to make your color a where is it? Surfaces, and then cloud, and then go into it, and you want to make it gray and a silvery gray. And then in specular, you can turn specular down so it kind of looks like this. Keep fall off on 0. Alright, fall off on 0. Width is going to be 30, height is 30, and air and width is 30. So we can throw that on our sword. Then for the handle, make a new material, go to color. Texture is going to be gradient. Go into that. Make the first color a almost black, gray, and then make the next color a lighter gray, and then go down the turbulence and make that 100. And then we can bump the specular up inner width a lot, because it's going to be, technically it's cloth. So we have that there. Last thing we have to do is new material, and then just click luminance, and then all we have to do is just drag that under our symmetry, and maybe the plane just to be safe, and then we hit render, and it looks pretty nice. Let me just lower these, make them visible for me again. And I'm just going to resize these to be in like a good spot. Alright, so like that. I'm just going to make them invisible again. And let's re-render it just so we can see it a little bit better. So you see there, it looks like a sword. It looks nice. You guys can do whatever you want with this. You can do the textures different. You can do anything different. I just taught you a bunch of tools. Goodbye.